that time again. Hey everyone, Templar74 here with another video, and today's video is going to be my annual hashtag AskTemplar74 mid-year Q&A for 2025. Hard to believe we're already halfway through 2025, but that's not the point of the video. Before I get into your questions, though, I do want to emphasize this, as I do with all my other annual Q&A videos, that this truly is one of my favorite videos that I enjoy doing, mostly because I get a chance to interact with all you guys between two jobs, family, life. I don't always get to interact with you guys the way that I would like to, which is unfortunate, but I do see everybody as friends, and this is one of those instances where I throw caution to the wind and get to interact with everybody. So, without further ado, let's get started. I'm genuinely looking forward to this, and I hope I answer all of your questions and everybody has a good day. Alright, first up we have Jessica Friedman, and you state that, would I like to see a special Pokemon episode showing how Ash and his friends are doing, and why did Yu-Gi-Oh! GX end so abrupt in the States, and would you like to see a sequel to the Yu-Gi-Oh! Movie Dark Side of Dimension so we catch up with the original Yu-Gi-Oh! Cast? Okay, first of all, first question here. Yeah, I would love to see a special Pokemon episode like that. I don't honestly think that it'll happen, but I really would like to see it. I think now that Pokemon Journeys is over, that era is pretty much done. I wouldn't say never, because nobody's ever ruled it out, but I honestly don't think we'll see it, but I would honestly love that. Yeah, I'm with you 100% on that. Then your second question is, why did Yu-Gi-Oh! GX end so abrupt in the States? Now, I've heard different varying opinions on this on the forums. A lot of people just say that the final season of Yu-Gi-Oh! GX was just too dark to dub. I don't buy that, to be honest with you, because if any series was going to be the one that broke the back on that, that would have probably been 5Ds, or even earlier into GX. I don't think the final season would have been the one that they would have cut out, to be honest with you. I think more of it had to do with release scheduling, release timing, budget priorities, things like that. Yeah, I would really love to see it dubbed one day. I pretty much have given up hope that that'll ever happen. But, yeah, I've seen varying things on that. I don't really know what to make of it. It's neither here nor there, in my opinion, because there's not really anything that can change it. But, yeah, to be honest, I don't know how to answer your question. Those are just things that I've heard. I don't claim to have any insider information. But, yeah, so there's that. And then your third question, Jessica. You asked me, would I like to see a sequel to The Dark Side of Dimensions? Now, yes, but it's also important to keep in mind what made Dark Side of Dimensions so special. One, it was a sequel series. So basically it caught up with the manga on what happened after the final events of Duel Monsters. But what made it special was that this was one of those rare instances where Kazuki Takahashi, God rest his soul, came out and actually had a hand in the actual show, which is something that hadn't happened in a long time. So, knowing that, the thing that made Dark Side of Dimension special is kind of gone, unfortunately. Gone but not forgotten. I mean, if it was done correctly, I'd be all for it, but the thing that made it special it wouldn't be the same, in my opinion. So, I'm torn on that. Would I like to see it? Yes, if it was done correctly, but it wouldn't bear the same weight as Dark Side of Dimensions, in my opinion, just because you wouldn't have the creator himself involved in it, if that makes any sense. So anyway, Jessica, those were your questions. I hope I answered them. I hope you have an amazing day and have an amazing rest of your 2025. Alright, next up we have JetHawk74, and you start off by saying, hi Templar, how are you doing today? I'm doing good. Yeah, I'm doing good. Can't say a whole lot of bad things about what's going on right now, so I hope the same is for you. Can't say anything bad and having a good day. So your three questions, Jethawk, were, one, if there was a Pokemon crossover movie for these generations, who would you like crossover with and why? And two, would you want a good team organization that isn't evil trying to take over the world like Pokemon Rangers? So, First up is number one, the Pokemon crossover movie for these generations. I'm assuming you mean the crossing over of like the previous generation of Pokemon with this one with Liko and Roy. If that is what you mean, I mean, I'd be down for it. I don't see them honestly doing it, but it would be pretty cool to see, to be honest with you. Um, I'll be honest, I'd like to see a crossover between these two generations and kind of have Ash and Roy kind of developing a rivalry. I think that'd be pretty good with Ash being the world champion and all. Like I said, I don't think it'll ever happen. I think it'll be a fever dream or something consigned to fan fiction, but who knows? I would love to see that. And then your second question, would you want a good team organization that isn't evil trying to take over the world like Pokemon Rangers? On the one hand, yes, because it is kind of a breath of fresh air. It's something different. Usually, hey, it's not going to hurt anything to do something different, and it's refreshing every once in a while. But it also kind of takes away from what makes Pokemon Pokemon. So it's kind of a catch-22. Would I like it? Yeah. Would I want it to replace the concept? Maybe not so much. But yeah, who knows? That's just kind of my thoughts on it. So anyway, Jethawk, those were your questions. I hope I answered them. I hope you have a great day, an amazing rest of your 2025, and we'll talk to you again later. Alright, next up we have Grenade Man 1, and you state that you have just a couple questions this time. One, do you expect Satoshi or Ash to make or not make a return appearance in Pocket Monsters anime in the near future? Why or why not? Okay, so before I get into your second question, I want to answer this first one first because I think I've already kind of said it a couple of times already. Do I see it happening? No, realistically. Would I like to see it? Yes. Basically, my reason for being is that they're trying to make this generation its own, and I think they're trying to disconnect from the previous Pokemon adventures as much as possible. Maybe if it does happen, I could see it happening after this first generation or this first, I guess you could say, first run of Pokemon Horizons is over, especially if they keep Liko and Roy, or just Liko for instance. If I think that if they keep using their characters, next season we could see a crossover, but again, that's kind of up in the air, and I really don't see it happening, but that would be the way that I would see it happening if they decided to do it at all. And I think mostly is they're trying to develop this for the next generation of fans and trying to make it its own and something completely different. Yeah, so for that reason, that's how I would answer that question. And then your second one, how do you feel about the current state of the video game industry in general? Gotta love capitalism, right? I mean, seriously. I mean, the Switch 2 came out, and yes, they announced that it was going to be more expensive. Okay, it's a new generation. I get it. Inflation, world events, which I'm going to avoid like the plague, especially here in the U.S. Yeah, basically they announced they were going to raise their prices, and I mean, we kind of all saw this coming. Nintendo's a corporation. Corporations, at the end of the day, are meant to make money. But yeah, it's not just Nintendo though. Xbox, PlayStation, they've all kind of done this to where they're like, oh, everybody's coming out with new stuff. We need to up our prices so that we can just do it because everybody else is doing it and they could just suck it. Yeah, I'm not a big fan of it, but it's the world that we live in. Corporations are just entities that are there to make money, and yeah, that's about where I'm going to leave it. Anyway, I hope that answered your question, Grenade Man. I hope you have an amazing 2025, and we'll talk to you again soon. Alright, next up we have Minor Mole 101, and your three questions this time around are, what are your thoughts about the current Pokemon Horizon season, post-time skip, or the entire thing overall? 2, thoughts on the Switch 2, probably if you don't have one, it's okay if you don't. Currently don't have one either. And then thoughts on Pokemon Legends EA as we currently know it. 3, would you want Liko to continue being the protagonist a little longer? Doesn't have to be nearly as long as Ash stayed, or leave as soon as the next generation comes. I hope you're having a great day, week, month, year, decade, century, millennium so far. So before I answer your questions, Minor Mole, first off, I want to say the same to you. I hope you're having a great day, week, month, year, decade, century, millennium so far. That goes for everybody that's watching this video now, not just Minor Mole. that out of the way, let's go ahead and talk about your questions and let me answer them. So first up is, what are my thoughts on the current Pokemon Horizon season, post time skip, or the entire thing overall? The entire thing overall is I'm really enjoying how they're handling it so far, to be honest with you. I really don't have any major complaints about it, especially post time skip. I think the time skip in itself was kind of amazing and a neat way to switch things up and kind of keep things fresh. Um, yeah, I really don't have anything bad or negative to say about it at all in those respects right now. Overall, it's pretty good. Um, I just hope that it sticks to the ending and it'll be great. Um, then your second question is thoughts on the Switch 2. Okay, first of all, when it was announced, I was like, okay, cool. Then details came out, especially the pricing. Was not a big fan of the price increase for what it is. Um, as far as thoughts on it overall, is it's okay for what it is as far as a platform. I just think it could have been launched with more titles than just Mario Kart. And if it wasn't so expensive, I probably would have bought one on the starting day. Um, but I'm sitting there thinking to myself, okay, I could get a Switch 2, or I could sit there and get probably the next generation console for maybe like only 50 or $100 more. It's like, so is it really worth it? I don't know. Um, Legends AZ may tempt me to go over the fence and buy it maybe towards the holiday season, but as of right now, I'm just kind of not a big fan of it, to be honest with you. Maybe my opinions on it will change the more I'm hearing about it, but from what I've seen so far, not a big fan. Um, yeah, and then your third question is, would you want Liko to continue being the protagonist a little longer? Sure. I mean, if they keep things fresh the way they're managing to do right now, I don't mind it. It's just when the series starts getting stale, maybe time to swap them out. I don't know if they're actually going to do that. We're going to get new protagonists every generation, go off the deep end like what Yu-Gi-Oh's managed to do. But yeah, as long as the character doesn't feel stale, I'm good with it. And so anyway, Minor Mole, those were your questions. I hope I answered them. And again, I hope you have an amazing day, and we'll talk to you again soon. All right, last up we have John B, aka Smooth Hot Chocolate, and you're start by asking how the family's doing. Family's doing good. Hope your situation's the same. And then you asked me two questions. One, do I plan on getting a Nintendo Switch 2? And then out of all the Yu-Gi-Oh! Anime series, which one is your absolute favorite? First off, do I plan on getting a Switch 2? As I alluded to with Minor Mole and a couple of other times already, I was not a big fan of it when it released, to be honest with you and quite frank with you. Will I end up getting one? Probably, but it'll probably be closer to the holiday season if I do end up picking one up at all. But yeah, more than likely going to pick one up, but it's just I don't want to do it right now. And then your second question is on the Yu-Gi-Oh! Anime, which one is my overall favorite? I don't, with the exception of Yu-Gi-Oh! Zexal, I really don't have a least favorite. I like them all for different reasons in their own ways, except Yu-Gi-Oh! Zexal. But I would say overall, probably my favorite one of all time would have to be Duel Monsters, just because it's the legacy one. But I mean, I do like them all, and I like them all for different things and different reasons. They all have their own unique spin that they bring to the game and the series overall. So yeah, those are my thoughts on it. And I hope that answered your questions. Hope you have a great day and an amazing rest of your 2025. And with that, that concludes the hashtag AskTemplar74 mid-year Q&A for 2025. I hope I answered everybody's questions to the best of their abilities. I enjoyed answering all your questions. Like I said, this is one of my favorite videos because I get to interact with all you guys, and I'm already counting down to the end of year Q&A for 2025. But in the meantime, I hope everybody's had a great day. Hope everybody's gotten their questions answered. And yeah, as always, everybody, I enjoy hearing from you. All right, everyone, as always, Templar74 signing off. Have a great day, everybody, and I will talk to you all next time. Goodbye, everybody.